Mentalist here in Denver, Colorado. I do a show every week. We are getting some feedback if you want to mute everyone. I don't think I can do that on my end.
I can do that. Just a second.
Yeah, so I do a show every Monday here in Denver. Well, I would say every Monday, except because of the pandemic, it's not happening right now. But hopefully we'll be back on June 1st. Fingers crossed.
Oh, I muted you.
Okay, so hopefully we'll be back on June 1st for our show. You can learn more about that show at denvermagicshow.com. Super easy to remember, and it's not because we're not creative that gets us first on Google. So, yeah. So this is a show that I do with my partner Greg every Monday at the Patterson Inn, which is one of the most haunted places in all of Denver. We do it in the bottom level. He's got a really cool speakeasy down there. He's got a bar, and then we do about an hour and a half show. So whenever that starts up back in June 1st, hopefully, fingers crossed, feel free to come see me and Greg at that show. So today we're going to be doing some participatory magic, some interactive magic and mind reading. And so, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Good. So let's start off with a routine with some cards. Now I know this is interesting because I am on a screen, right? And since I am on a screen, I want to just make it clear that this deck will never leave this frame, right? Because people think that there's camera tricks or that there's something going on, right? This deck of cards will never leave this frame. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second, people think I'm gonna, switch them or do something magical. So keep your eyes on the deck. So what I'd like you to do is we're gonna together pick a card, because hopefully I have made a special arrangement with this deck that hopefully I can influence some of your thoughts here. So we're gonna start with Val over here. You can unmute yourself. Val, there's 52 cards in a deck, which really represent the 52 weeks in a year, right? And there's red cards and there's black cards, night and day, right? And there's the four suits, clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, which represent the four seasons, right? Val, I want to ask you, would you like a red card or a black card? Because together we're going to create a card, a red card or a black card. I'm sorry, what?
A red card?
A red card. Did you feel like I influenced you whatsoever?
I don't know, the red curtain maybe?
Yeah, exactly, right? It's bright red shining in your face.
Right.
Good, that's great. So we're going to go to someone else now. Let's go to Corn. Corn, out of the red cards, we have a heart and we've got a diamond. Which one would you like, the heart or the diamond?
Diamond.
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 And do you feel like that is a free choice?
Absolutely.
Good, that's important. We're going to go to Nikki. Why don't we ask you to help?
Sure.
So we've got a red diamond.
Yes.
We've got high cards and we've got low cards.
Yes.
Right? So a high card, let's just say ace through, what would that be? Ace through would be a low card?
6.
Ace through 6?
7.
Okay, then a high card would be what? 7 through, king?
King.
So out of those groups, would you like a high card, the high cards or the low cards?
Let's go high cards.
High cards. So that would be 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to someone else here. Let me find someone. Wendy. Let's go over to you.
Hello.
Wendy, we've got, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. Out of those cards, which one would you like? And remember, this is a heart, a diamond, so a red card, obviously. Which card would you like?
The 9.
9. And does that feel like a free choice?
Yes.
Excellent. So you can put the screen back on myself here. So think about this. We've created a deck of cards together, right? We said a red card, a diamond, and a 9. Yes, the 9 of diamonds?
9 of diamonds.
Good. Look, a moment ago, I've reversed a card inside of this pack. Wendy, Corn, Nikki, you all could have created a card. We ended up with the 9 of diamonds, yes? Is that correct, right? 9 of diamonds?
Correct.
Look. Inside this pack, there's one card going the wrong direction. One card out of all of these cards. One card. Now, you said you might have felt a little bit influenced, right? See, out of all of these cards, you named the 9 of diamonds. And that's the one card that was reversed in the pack.
Wow.
Woohoo. So far, so good. Thank you guys for letting me get into your mind. I think we're off to a good start. What do you think?
That was cool.
If my friend can't join the feed, is it a new link?
Hmm?
Sorry.
So, that's just to start off. That's a little bit of participation here. But now I want you all to do something. And this will take some interaction. And I want to see how well you guys can participate, because we are going to be doing some kind of complicated things here in a minute. So everyone, just follow along with me. Put your hands out like this. My hands look huge, right? Put your hands out like this.
Giraffe hands.
Put your fingers like this. Now, half of you will be able to do this. Half of you won't. So after the stream's over, talk to your friends. You can teach each other how to do this. So hands like this. Cross one hand over the other hand like this. Once you've done this, interlock your fingers. And now we're going to do that thing that we used to do at school, right? Bring your hands up like this. Now, keeping your fingers crossed, this is important, keeping your fingers crossed, put one side of your finger on one side of your nose and your other side of your finger on your other side of your nose. Keeping them crossed, though, Caleb. Keeping them crossed. So you're uncrossed right now. Keep them crossed. Yes, exactly. Keep them crossed. Yes, yes, yes. Keep them crossed just like this. Now watch. As your fingers are crossed, you're going to keep them crossed, keep them touching your nose, and you're going to slowly let go of your fingers and open it up like this. Yeah?
Val did it.
Val did it. We got one person. Awesome. Afterwards, Val, you can go through this. You can show them how to cross your hands, how to keep your fingers on your nose, and you can show them exactly how this works. Okay, Val?
Like this,
Awesome.
and
Nice
like this.
job, Val.
Nice. Oh. She couldn't get it again.
No, I got it again.
But did you? Let's see. Let's highlight Val here. Oh no, keep them crossed. Keep your fingers crossed.
Oh, there we go.
Exactly. Nice. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna do some interactive magic with this piece of paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold the paper. So everyone get your paper out first. This is important. And it doesn't matter if it has lines on it or what it's like. So first of all, we're just going to fold the paper in half like this. So everyone fold your paper in half like so. Next, we're going to fold it in half again. Just like so. And we're going to end up folding this piece of paper into eighths. So that's fourths right now. And then one more time. And we should have into eighths. So for those of you at home, we'll do this one more time. And if you're watching this on the stream at a later date, that's just fine. You can still follow along and do this. So here we have the paper again. We folded it in half. We fold it in half again, and then we fold it in half again. And just put some creases on there. And then everyone should have a packet like this. So let me see your packets, everyone. I feel like I'm in school right now. Awesome. Good. So open up your pieces of paper. You're going to choose one of your sides. It doesn't matter what side. And you're going to take your pen, your marker. And you're going to notice that we've made some quadrants here. Mm-hmm. We have 4 at the top and 4 at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yep.
what we're going to do is in the first one right here, we're going to write the letter A.
Nice
Just
and big.
like this. So in that first quadrant, the letter A. The second, right here, we're going to write the letter B. The letter B. Now don't get ahead of me. This is important. So we've got A, B. The next one, of course, is going to be C. It's like so. A, B, C. D. And now this is where we're going to change it up a little bit. We've got A, B, C, D at the top. Right below the D, you're going to write E. So below the D, write E. Yes. Then beside that, to the left of it, we're going to write F. Like so, A, B, C, D, E, F. And then G. Like so. And then H. Here we go. And then you can tap your markers. We won't need that for the time being. So right now you should have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So if you look at these letters right now, we could combine them to make over 35 different words if we were to rearrange them in different ways, right? So this is actually what we're going to do right now. Earlier, remember, we folded the paper in half like this, then we folded it in half like this, and then we folded it in half like this.
Ross, if you want to join, you can.
On here to do this differently. You can refold your paper however you'd like. We're going to scramble up the words. So if you'd like to fold it in half, and then fold it in half again this way, and then fold it in half again this way, you could do that. If you wanted to zigzag it and fold it like this, fold it like this, fold it like this, and then fold it in half, you can do it that way.
Okay.
And in fact, take it off your screens because I don't even want to see how you're folding it. Okay, keep that a secret. However you want to fold that, we're going to just scramble up the letters however you'd like. So I might go like this.
Are the letters on the inside or the outside, or does it matter?
I don't think it matters. However you'd like to fold it, like if you want to fold it like a zigzag,
Okay, cool.
like this.
Thank you.
All right, just keep them hidden from you. So we should have a packet like this, right? Good. So you folded it however you'd like. This is where the arts and crafts comes in.
Oh, here's
We're gonna cut around, creating like almost like a frame. We're gonna cut out all of the letters. Now it's important that you keep them exactly how you've mixed them up, so don't let them spill everywhere. This is where, if you're a kid, let your parents do this part. So we're gonna cut just around all of the edges.
You gotta cut around all the edges. Careful, maybe
Freeing
over
up
here
the
so you don't break
letters.
them Yeah.
So you should have a packet with all of the letters loose. Now don't let me see them, this is important, but this is what I'd like you to do. Take your letters, and you're gonna deal them one at a time onto the table, but you're gonna notice that some of these are face up, and some are face down. So create two piles,
Two piles.
one with the cards that are face up, and one with the cards that are face down. Once again, don't let me see them. So you should have face up letters, face down letters.
Face up. Oh, face up.
Mine are kind of stuck together here. Good. So once you've done that, you should have two piles. Now, chances are you might have 4 and 4 in one pile, 3 and 5 in a pile. I'm not really sure how many you have, letters per pile, but you should have letters up and letters facing down now. But what I'd like you to do is to choose either of the pile. Choose either one of them. Look at those letters and kind of play a game of Scrabble, trying to get the highest points, build the biggest word that you can out of those letters. Now, sometimes you might find that you can't build a word out of one of your piles. that's fine. Just go to the other pile if you can't and make a word out of that pile.
Okay.
So think about this when you're creating this word. We've written down some letters at random. We've folded it up. You've all folded it up differently. And then you've cut around the edges, freeing those up, and we've dealt them face up into face down. And then you're creating the biggest word that you can out of these letters.
What are our letters?
And if, like I said, again, if for some reason you don't find any words, if you've got a lot of like consonants or something, go to the other pile, try to make a word out of that.
There we go.
Oh.
Does everyone have a word? Don't tell me what it is.
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you've got a word. Awesome. Good. So this is interesting because I really believe in synchronicity in that, everything in life happens for a reason. And what's happened here is together we've all created a series of actions, and we're all thinking of one word. I'm going to write down the word that I'm getting. And you can unmute some people for a moment because I'm curious to hear what other people have got. This is the word I got. Nikki, what did you get?
We got the word cage.
Cage. Wendy, what did you get?
I got cage.
I got cage.
I got
Cage?
cage as well.
I got Cage.
I got cage.
And that's exactly what I got.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, yes.
It's everywhere.
Cage.
Synchronicity. Such a strange thing, isn't it?
That's a good one.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's wild.
Some cool participation, right?
Yes.
So yeah, this is the type of stuff that I like to do, especially, whenever we're, by ourselves right now. I think it's really fun to be able to see a lot of different people and do these things that are very interactive and get to experience magic. And so this is actually the type of stuff that I do at the Denver Magic Show. It's very interactive. I ask you to think of words or think of things that are meaningful to you in your life, and then I try to reveal those in the show. So we do a bit of mind reading, a bit of hypnosis, some really cool things. So coming June 1st, hopefully we can have the Denver Magic Show back up and running. And we're going to limit the size of that to keep everybody safe. So yeah, you can check that out at denvermagicshow.com. And thank you for posting that. So let's, do you all want to learn some magic?
Yes.
Yeah.
question.
Yes.
Are we all thinking about the Tiger King, and that's why we had Cage on our mind?
Oh.
Most likely. I cannot reveal my secrets. So yeah, let's all learn some magic because that's why we're here. Then you can impress your friends and your family. This is actually a simple trick that one of my first magic tricks that I ever learned. And all it uses is a rubber band. So I'll show you the routine first, and then you guys can all learn this. So it's very simple. The band goes on 2 fingers.
Can you use a hair tie too?
Yeah, you can use a hair tie. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's great. And actually, if you've got 2, that would be ideal. So if you can see the band over my 2 and my middle finger and my ring finger, right? Watch carefully, because it's going to jump from these fingers to these fingers. Watch. 1, 2, 3.
What happens?
See, it jumps over to the other side. Now, I know what you're thinking. And Houdini was one of the great escape artists, right? We're going to try this. We're going to make this even more difficult. We're going to weave a rubber band around each one of my fingers. So you can see this, right? That each band is like this, and it's trapping this band, right? There's no way for that to go over the other side because of this little, I guess, prison that we can call this, right? But still, the band is going to be able to jump from these 2 fingers to these 2 fingers. Just like Houdini escaping from prison back in the days. All right, so do you all want to learn this?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. So this is this is a really easy piece of magic, but it looks great, right? Especially for video. So watch again. It jumps from here to here. So this is what you're gonna do. Imagine that my hand is your hand.
What's that?
So instead of looking at the back side of your hand, look at the front side of your hand. So my hand is your hand. So look at the front side of your hand. Yes, good, good, good. And put the rubber band over your index finger and your ring finger, just like this. Awesome. You're gonna take your index finger, and this is the magic move, right? So you're gonna pull down like this towards your pinky, and you're gonna put all of your fingers in the band. And now what's gonna happen is you're gonna lift up your fingers, make sure your thumb's out of the way or to get stuck. Lift up your fingers, and it'll jump to the other side. Did everybody get that? And then you can also go back like this, and it goes back to the other side. So if you remember, though, it's kind of weird to do this in front of someone, right? Like, right? That's weird. So what I do to get rid of that, I say, look, and I gesture with the band like this. I say, look, this band, you can see it's on these two fingers. So as I'm talking, I'm wiggling it around. Say, look, the band's on these two fingers, and then I just pull it down, put my fingers in, and then say it's going to jump over here. So it's a lot more hidden. Right? Someone put my hand on my face for a minute. I go, look, the band's going to jump from this side to this side. Right? And so that big movement of this covers that. All right, we've got, let's see it.
Still jumping here.
Oh, no thumb. Get your thumb out of it. We'll do it again. Watch my hand. You can spotlight me again. So here's my hand. So watch. You're going to take your hand like this. Your thumb has nothing to do with it. You're going to pull down. And then in that gap, you're going to put all of your fingers. And make sure that the band is over all the fingers. And then you're going to lift.
I think I need a smaller band.
And it's going to jump.
Band what to do.
Oh, yeah. You got it. That's awesome.
Yay!
So once again, here, the band's going to jump from these fingers to these fingers. Watch. And it jumps. And it happens so fast, it's hard for you to tell what's happening, right? Now let me show you the next part, because I think the next part is what really sells this, right? And this is weaving your fingers around. So to weave, you just do this. You twist, twist, you twist, and you twist. Now if you look at this, right, you would think that there's no way for this band to go over because, right, that looks impossible. But all that's happening is this. Right, that's it. So even though it looks impossible, this is all that's happening. Is it's just going around the bands. So in order to make this happen, it's the same thing. You're going to put the bands on these two fingers. You're going to zigzag the band around your fingers like this. And then it's exactly the same move. You put your finger in. You do this. You lift up, and it jumps. Right, and then once again, you don't want to do this and like look like you're preparing. So once again, I just say, watch the band right here. It's going to jump from here to here, and then it goes.
Watch the band right here.
All right, so let's spotlight some people, see if we've got it.
All right. So I
Have you got it, Corn? Wendy, can you do it?
No.
I don't have rubber
I got
bands,
it.
Have the
unfortunately.
rubber
Bands.
bands.
Oh.
I got it. I think I got it.
Who's
I think
got
Big
it?
Moog is ready.
Okay.
I wish I had. I was like kind of looking for one. I wish I had.
Who's
I
got
got
it?
it. Don't have a rubber band.
Oh, got it.
I got it.
Who's talking?
Have you
Who's
got it?
talking?
Let's see it.
I can't see.
Oh, we got a spotlighter.
Who?
Val,
Oh, so we have this rubber band. And I'm gonna make a
Alright,
jump to
Val's
this
up.
one over
do
here.
it.
Oh, wrong person.
Who's talking?
All right, let's see it. Since Val's up, let's try Val.
Who
Let's
is
see it.
talking?
You're just gonna have
This rubber band here.
Yes, good. So pause a little bit before you do it. So you want to put it in, pause, and then explain what's going to happen, and then do it.
Okay. See this rubber band right here? It's gonna jump to over here.
Yes.
the time before that.
Yeah, so the pause is important, right? Because you don't want to go, look, it's going to jump from here to here, and then just do it immediately, because in their mind, they're not sure what that effect is. So you want to say the band's going to jump from here, from these two fingers, to these, and I point, right, to the different fingers before it happens. Oh, that was perfect. That looked good.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You're up.
Sorry, I
Alright,
didn't know it.
so you see this blue rubber band? We're gonna get this blue rubber band to jump all the way over to this side. So I'm just gonna show you the rubber band a little bit, like, you know, it's looks pretty stuck. Well, let's see.
Oh, that looked good.
That was good.
That was great. Caleb, do you have it?
Oh my God.
What? Yeah, I got it. I got
Okay,
it.
let's see
Who's
it.
got it,
I'm
Caleb?
nailing it over here.
Caleb.
Well, no, that you couldn't see it there, but basically, it's there.
Oh, nice.
No, God.
So I'll show you one more thing if you want the advanced mode here. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Yeah. So here's the advanced mode. So you have two bands going on this time. Actually, this one might be better. We've got two bands.
Oh, God.
Right, we've got the blue one on my index and my ring finger. We've got the tan one on my pinky and my ring. Watch, they're going to switch places. Just like that. So this is exactly the same concept, and we can go back. Right, we're going to switch, and they switch places. You might want a little bit thick, a little bit tighter bands. This is just what I had contrasting right now. So this is all you do. It's exactly the same thing, but you have two bands on your fingers. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull this one over on top of the blue one. And do you see how we create like a little space in there? You're going to widen that space up and put all of your fingers inside of that space. And then when you open, they switch.
I did it.
So this is kind of like an advanced version. So once again, here, create that space, put your fingers in, and then up. And then once again, to hide that, it's the same thing. You say, oh, look, I've got the two bands here and here. They're going to switch just like that. Are you getting it, guys?
Yeah.
Kinda.
That's cool.
So some rubber band magic for us all.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to do one last thing to wrap this up. And this is something that I've actually been working on for, I don't know, 7 to 8 months now. And I am designing or restoring my own deck of tarot cards. And these cards are based on a Nicholas Conver deck from, it's called the Tarot of Marseille from 1760. 1760. And this would be like a type 2 deck if you're really into that. And this is what the cards, let me go to one. Yeah, so this is what the cards, this is actually some test prints that we're doing. So this is what the cards look like. And you can see they're very vibrant. They're really beautiful. So I've been spending, like I said, too long on creating these cards here. And I'm working with a great artist, Kristina Condor, who's helping me with a lot of these. We've already seen that sheet. So you can just see they're just really beautiful. So we're gonna do something with the tarot. In fact, you can probably guess this, but my favorite card of all of the cards is the Magician. And actually, let me pull this up so you can.
That's him.
There we go. So we're actually printing these in French and in English. Originally, of course, they were printed in French, but a lot of people have been requesting English. So here we have the Magician. And you can see how awesome he looks there. I'm muted.
He's not muted.
I'm not muted now. So you can see how awesome he looks there. And this card represents power and control over the world around us, which is something we'd all like to have, right? We'd all like to be the magician right here. Luckily, I know a ritual that will allow you to accomplish the impossible and awaken the magician inside of you. So right now, all you need to do is take out some cards, some playing cards, whether those are Uno cards or apples to apples cards, whatever those cards are, and take out 10 of them. 10 cards. Take them and just put them face down in your hand, and we're going to try to become the magician right here. So take those cards. And then just like raise your hand. You can show me the cards because I know how many you have right now. So I know everybody has them. Awesome. So take 10 cards. You only need 10 cards. And then if you're using Uno cards or something like that, don't have them all be like red 5s and 6s. We want them all to be different. So just make sure you have cards and every single one of them is different. Otherwise, this will probably not be very impressive. So take your cards, make sure they are all different. And I'm going to do this right now with some of my cards. Okay. So now, right now, there's nothing, and hide these cards from me. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them. That's important. So if you've got your cards, put them face down. Put them so I can't see them. If you're afraid I looked at some, switch them out for some others, because I don't know. I do not want to know what you have. So 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. Now, right now, there's no way for me to know anything about the cards that you have. Is that correct? Actually, that's not correct. I know that you have 10 cards, right? Because I told you to get 10 cards. So I know that you've got 10 cards. So let's get rid of some cards. Don't let me see how many you're getting rid of. But don't just get rid of one card because it's not going to be very impressive. And don't get rid of too many. So don't just have 2 or 3 cards in your hand because trust me, it's not going to be impressive if you only have 2 or 3 cards. So get rid of more than 1 or 2. But don't only have 2 in your hand. It won't be impressive. So go ahead and do that for me right now. And then set those cards that you're getting rid of off to the side. We won't come back to them. So right now, everyone should have a different amount of cards in their hands. And I have no clue how many you have or what those cards are. That's fair, right? Okay, good. So go ahead and mix them up. Shuffle up those cards in your hand. Mix. Once again, don't let me see them. Once they're mixed up, go ahead and look at the bottom card of your packet. And don't forget it. So you should have the cards in a stack like this, right? Look at the bottom card of the cards in your hand. And if you want to mix them up again, that's fine, but just look at the bottom card. Once you're done shuffling, remember what that card is. If you forget it, this will be kind of stupid. So remember that card. Hold the cards face down in your hand like this, and we're going to cast a spell. We're going to spell the word magician. Okay, just like what's on the tarot card, right? So take the top card, hold it in front of you and say M, the first letter of the word magician. And then put that on the bottom of the packet. Now take the new top card, hold it in front of you and say A. And then put that on the bottom. Now take G, put it on bottom. I, put it on bottom. C, put it on bottom. I, put it on bottom. A, put it to the bottom. And N. And put it to the bottom. So we've cast the spell, but there's still one more ritual that we have to perform. On this magician card, right here, you'll notice that he's has one arm pointed to the heaven and one hand pointed to the earth. He's saying, as above, so below. So that's what we're going to do right now. Take your top card of your packet, deal it to the table, and say, as above.
As above.
Now take the new top card, move it to the bottom, and say, so below.
So below.
Take the top card, say, as above, put it onto the table.
As above.
The next card, so below.
So below.
And then repeat this, as above.
As above.
So below.
So below.
As above.
As above.
So below.
So
As
below.
above. So below.
As
Do
above.
this until
So
you have
below.
one card left in your hand, but don't look at it.
As above.
One card should be left in your hand. Don't look at it because it's bad luck. And now you must say the most powerful words of magic that you'll ever speak. It's simply, I give myself permission to be powerful. That's all you have to say. So go ahead and say that right now.
I give myself permission to be powerful.
Good. So that now means you are all mystics. You are the magician that's in that tarot deck.
Okay.
Go ahead and look at the card, and you're going to find that you are holding on to your card.
Ah!
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You turn on their mics. Let's see if...
Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Island.
The spell worked. Excellent. Good.
Good blue magic.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you're interested in these cards, we will be selling these. We're going to start off with an Indiegogo campaign to try to promote these, to try to get these printed out. You can see I'm actually, so this is some of the copies. I've got some other copies here. These are all the fun revision marks that we're doing. You can see all of this, my crazy writing. So we've got, we're in our second revision right now. Hopefully we're going to print up some samples of these, some actual cards, not just like the hard copy proofs, right? Hopefully we'll print up some samples of those in the next week or two, get those out to some people for review, get their feedback on them. And then hopefully in maybe 2 to 3 months, we'll actually start the campaign and hopefully get these cards out here. So we're going to be doing the 22 major arcana, plus the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles, I don't know if you all know this, it's actually really interesting. If you look at the Two of Pentacles, how can I show this? Actually, let me make myself bigger here. Here we go. So if you look at the Two of Pentacles, you actually see the maker of the card right here, and then the year that the card was made. And if you look at a lot of the tarot packs, that's actually where they put their signatures so that you know what year that was produced, who made it. And you can see here on this one, it says Vas Conver, which was the printer for these cards. And so we've printed up this because it's really cool. And then we'll have like an information card and an extra special surprise that will also be included with these cards. So I'm really excited about these. I believe that Nikki's going to put the Indiegogo link,
Yes.
and she's got, I think, a short link that will go directly to our campaign. If you want to learn more about these cards, see all of the cards up close, you can go to that link that she's going to be sharing with us. So once again, I'm William Rader, and I'm working with Christina Condor again. And the name of our company is just Artisan Tarot. So if you look up on Instagram, you can just search for Artisan Tarot, and you can find all of the cards there. If you want to learn more about my shows, you can go to denvermagicshow.com. Our show's going to hopefully, fingers crossed, start back up on June 1st. We're in May, right? Yeah. Time's been weird, right? Because of like just sitting at home not doing much. Like I feel like April has not even happened. Like it just went by so quickly. So we're in May now. So yeah, June 1st, hopefully in a month, we'll take the governor's recommendations and all of that. Hopefully June 1st, we'll start that back up. Tickets are $30 and $40, and that includes a drink from the bar. So you can get there a little bit early, grab a drink, get your chairs, and then you can watch myself and Greg Tobel perform. That's denvermagicshow.com. So I guess to wrap this up, we'll do a quick Q&A. Does anyone have any questions, comments, feedback on the tarot cards, my show, anything in general?
Very enjoyable. Thank you.
Thank you
I
very
have a
much.
question.
Yes, thank you very much.
Someone had a question.
Yeah. So, I'm curious. Do you come up with a lot of your own tricks, or do you kind of learn them and tweak them, or do you tend to just more like learn from people? Like, how do you go about learning, really cool magic tricks? I guess.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So to start off with, I think you take a lot of other people's routines that you see and you go, oh, I really like these. I think this fits my character. So this tarot routine that I did is from a buddy of mine, Joe Diamond. shared this with me, and I was like, oh, this is so good. I can talk about the tarot cards. It's really empowering. And so I've taken this, and then I can perform it, right? And of course, I've got permission, and we go back and forth on that. So sometimes you see something you like, and you go, oh, I want to perform this. Other times, like for the Denver Magic Show, a lot of that is my own routines. I might start with an idea of, okay, this is what I want to do. How can I go about doing this? And in order to do that, it's trial and error. I'll do, this is why I really like doing a weekly show, because I can do the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And week after week, that becomes more and more of my own. So I might take someone else's idea or a concept that I have, and then after months and months and then years of doing it, it slowly becomes your own. Like this rubber band thing, right? You can talk about Houdini. You can talk about how you were trapped with something and then you escaped, right? There's so much like presentational angles that you can do for this, that the trick is just, the band does this, right? So the mechanics of the trick is always going to be the same, but you can flavor this and you can put your own kind of like presentation around it that then becomes your own. But to learn, we've got a huge magic collection of books that I can sit down, read, come up with ideas, compare one thing to another thing to another thing, and then weave those together to create my own routine. And then we also have a magic club in town. And Wendy Wild, who's been here on our stream, she's actually the president of our Mile High Magicians is the name of our club. So she's the president of that club. And we meet once a month. Right now we're meeting over Zoom. That's right, Wendy. We're meeting over Zoom right now, and you can go to milehighmagicians.com. We meet once a month, so if you're interested in magic, and it's not only in Denver, they've got these all across the US. So if you're really interested in magic, you can go to these clubs, connect with other magicians, and then they can kind of teach you, okay, maybe try this book, or maybe you should watch this video, or hey, I've got something for you to work on. So it's a really great community for you to start. So to recap, I guess to start off, I think you take a lot of people's different routines that you've learned from videos or books or other people. You do them yourself exactly as you were taught. And then over the years, you put your own personality, you put your own self into that, and then it becomes your own. So my show right now is pretty much everything in it I've created myself, and it's my own pieces, but ideas are taken from other places. I think it's a lot like art or paintings, right? You look, you can look at one painting, and then that's kind of, you can see the inspiration of other artists in that artist's work. So it's very similar to that.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for answering.
Yeah, sorry, that was a long answer for a short question.
So one of our viewers online, shout out Amy Olive, who's been with us on all of our streams this week. She wanted to know, how did you get into magic?
Yeah, so my uncle was a magician. And so when I was a kid, he would come and show me magic. And my mind, I have to know how things work. If I don't know how something works, it really bugs me. So I'm really big into like mechanical watches. And I've read the Army Field Manual of, how to take apart the watches and then put them back together. And I've got a nice mechanical watch that you can see all the moving parts, because I really want to know how that stuff works. I'm really into like modular synthesizers right now and learning about how the control voltage controls different things in the system. And so like, just this is how my mind works. I want to know how things work. And so magic was kind of like the first thing of it. I couldn't sleep at night. I have to know how this stuff works. And then I learned that there were magic books on the subject. I learned that there were magic clubs in town. And then that kind of got me hooked on this. But anymore for me, it's not really about having to know the secret. It's how can you perform this material and affect the lives of those around us with this magic or mind reading or whatever it is I'm doing. And that's really what our show, the Denver Magic Show, is about.
Excellent. I personally had a question. Right now we're like living in the day of social media, right? And everybody's editing videos. Illusions are really easy to make in animations. How do you stand out? How do you create, how do you stay different and unique and be true to what you're doing and actually being true to the illusion when all of this other editing is around you?
Yeah, I think that's hard. I think TV magic, people expect to see one thing, or they might be used to seeing one thing. And that's, especially with our Denver Magic Show, it's called the Denver Magic Show because nobody's really searching for, mind reading or mentalism or, things with tarot cards, or they're not really searching for that. So my goal is, you're interested in magic, you come to our show, and then you see something entirely different that you might not have been expecting. And so that's kind of my take on it. It's under the I guess the heading of magic or mentalism, mind reading, but then you come to the show and it's not what you've expected. And so I think you've got to play along with that a lot of times of what people are used to, go inside of that category, but then you have to kind of change their perception and say, this is how I'm different. This isn't what you were expecting at all, right? And so you kind of do have to play into that and then shift their thinking. Because I think David Blaine was really popular, Chris Angel was really popular, and so they're used to seeing that type of magic. So you can go start with something like that and then totally change the perspective.
And I think that's also bringing up a good point, is that to see a lot of this, you really need to be there. So going out into your local communities, going to local magic shows and stuff like that, that's where you're really going to see authentic performances as opposed to possibly, edited material.
And what I love about this is actually not the typical type of material or the type of routines that I perform in a show. But what's nice about this is I never get to perform this type of stuff, right? So this is actually fun for me, because this is things that I don't normally get to do, that it's different for me. It's there's more interaction. I get to do something with somebody at home. And so for me, this is really fun because I don't get to do this style of magic a lot. And so thank you for this opportunity to try some new things and work with you all.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Are there any final questions before we end this today? All right. Well,
I had one last one.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Have you ever had anything embarrassing happen to you during a show?
You got to think about that.
Or if not embarrassing, something you regret that happened.
I might have blocked all of that from my mind. I mean, I'm sure, I've performed at a restaurant here in town. I do table magic at a place called Max Gill and Grill. And, I'm sure I've spilt water on someone, pick a card and the water goes over, everybody. I've had people get excited. And so it's not me spilling it, but they go, whoa, like this. And then in their whoa moment, they've spilt, drinks over their friends. This happens probably more than I'd like to admit. And I'm always trying to careful, put your drinks over, don't, but I mean, that happens, right? Let me think. I've forgotten a show once. That was really bad. When I was first starting out, my schedule was so packed. I had I don't even know, 4 or 5 shows in a weekend. And I finally got home and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. And I got a call, hey, where are you? And I was like, oh no. Luckily it was only 30 minutes away and I drove there and they just switched around the party events. So that's happened before. It doesn't happen anymore, but that's embarrassing, right? And then you show up and then what do, right? You're already the bad person.
You just say abracadabra.
You kind of just tuck your tail in between your legs and you do your show. But so, and things, I do try to, everything that I do, I try to, especially for the Denver Magic Show or corporate events, it's all very, very well rehearsed. So even if I make a mistake, I don't know if anyone in the audience would ever realize that something happened. So very rarely does something happen, but it is live theater. It is live. I've had a show at the Denver Magic Show once where I did something and I totally messed up. And I just, you just turn to the audience and you say, look, this is live. This has never happened to me before. I just got off of a cruise ship. I did this, 10 times in a row, no problems. Can I start over? Is that okay with you? And, audiences are generally nice and caring and they're fine with that. You start over and you move on, right? So, things like that happen. It is live. And so, sometimes when a magician says, I don't know if this will work, sometimes that's truthful. Yeah.
That's a good point. Well, thank you so much, William, for being here tonight. I do want to give all of our lovely volunteers a chance to bow and say thank you to you guys for joining us as well. We appreciate you all, each and every one of you, for being here. And
yeah, thank you so much for joining us on Zoom, too. I appreciate you taking a chance and doing some magic with me.
Thank you so much. And to everybody at home, thank you for joining in, and we will see you guys all another day. Take care.